Dave was my younger brother, my little brother, 2 years younger than me. We also had two sisters, twin sisters, who are 4 years younger than me and 2 years younger than Dave, Linda and Brenda. Linda liked to wear pretty dresses and Brenda liked to play baseball. They were really non-identical twins. Dave and I were like friends more than brothers, and we did everything together. We learned how to surf together in the early 60s and went on safari, surfed up and down the California coast, mostly Southern California. Had lots of fun together. We used to surf here in Santa Cruz, Capitola. We lived on Old San Jose Road, and we used to, sometimes if we didn't have any gas for the car, the old DeSoto, we would throw our boards into the Soquel Creek and float into Capitola, paddle across the lagoon. Paddling was not one of Dave's favorite things. He complained a lot when he paddled because he had a small board. It was a short wake board. I had more of a point break board. It was over 10 feet long, and so I would be paddling along, having a good time, and he'd be complaining. Once he got there, it was okay. All was forgotten, and we'd surf. If we rode the river, we'd surf until just before dark, and then we'd jump out of the water and start trudging back to Soquel, 3 miles away, barefoot, walking on little pebbles with frozen feet, and he would complain. Well, we'd do it again the next day if we didn't have gas money for the DeSoto. He was a good kid, good man, good father, raised 2 great sons, Danny and Andy. Loved his wife, Barbara. Barbara grew up in Hawaii. She has a great aloha spirit, and they were great together. And I'm gonna miss him a lot.
I had a chance to see Dave surf on the few days there was reasonable surf that I was out with Dave. And as Dave would tell us if he could speak, Santa Barbara had terrible surf and it was never any good. And he always whined and complained about it because with some justification, Santa Barbara couldn't really compare to Santa Cruz, although a good day at Rincon certainly was reasonable. But I did see Dave surf a few times. Besides the many crappy days we spent at Braemar. And he had a really beautiful style of surfing. He was had a cross step on a board like nobody's business. And he was certainly the best longboard surfer I'd ever known personally. And he was really something to watch. He didn't do lots of tricks, but he could, go up and hang 5 and stuff like that.
little weak on the gin, this martini, huh, son? Well, bring me another round?
Yes!
Double time! I remember Sergeant Ellen. I was his commander, Lieutenant Colonel Patton Balzer, brass Balzer to my boys. We were with the 25th Special Forces Detachment, Republic of Vietnam. There was a time when Sergeant Ellen was the only thing that... Interrupt me again. Hit it for 20.
Yes, sir. Right away. Oh.
It's been a long time, sailor.
Hey.
Hey, listen, we're interested in your prognostications. You know, you've got a phenomenal record, 100%. Last
100%.
You were wrong straight across the board.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen here this year in Big Stick?
I think I'm going to be 100% wrong again.
Well,
That Dave wasn't adverse to embarrassing his friends or his girlfriend. So we were in a thrifty drugstore or something like that, and they were looking for, I don't know what it was, they were looking for something there. And all of a sudden I hear this kind of frantic squealing from Barbara. And Dave's saying loudly, "Hey lady, get your hands in my pants, that's disgusting." And what he had done is he had grabbed her hand and stuffed it down his pants, the front of his pants. Okay, and then he pushed his stomach out and she couldn't get her hand out. And there's Barbara, you know, frantically trying to get her hand out while Dave's go, "Look at this, I can't believe this is so disgusting. This woman put her hand down my pants, she's so disgusting." And there's Barbara, "Dave, Dave," with that great tone that she would take, that kind of piteous, you know, "Knock it off, Dave, stop, stop, stop," which of course didn't do anything.
I remember Dave when we were just barely more than kids, teenagers, young teenagers, and used to spend our days surfing. Pleasure Point was where I practically lived, and that's where I knew Dave and Mike, and it was good company. We had good times together. We had a lot of laughs. What I really liked about Dave was, on top of the fact that he was so smart, he was funny. And he had a great sense of humor. Not just that he said funny things, but he found humor in things. But also, being pretty sharp, he saw through things. And, you know, for, I don't know how old he was, 14, 13, I don't know. He was pretty cynical for a young teenager. And, you know, that happens with people who smart enough to see through things. And, you know, he was always the first one to spot a poser, and he had some fairly almost harsh things to say about people who wanted to be surfers and thought that they were cool, and, you know, and his little, I don't know, what the English term is, in Danish you would say his spearing remarks, his sharp little things that he would say about people and about things, which is like devastating. And funny at the same time. And it's like there was no malice in it, there was no evil in his heart. He just, I don't know, I guess he didn't want people to be around on their high horse. He'd suffer fools, and he spotted a phony from a mile away. And as I said, there was no malice in him. He was as good-natured a person as I've ever known. Sorry, he's gone. We're all gonna miss him.